Please introduce yourself first.
Ben Moody from Evanescence.
Well, congratulations with your huge success. You have success like all over the place. What were the expectations for this album? Did you expect it to be?
No, we obviously hoped and dreamed for, the ability to travel the world and do that. But you can't really expect anything, because I've seen awesome bands fail and I've seen horrible bands make millions. So we really didn't have any expectations. We were just so proud of it when we finished.
How was the recording process for Fallen?
It was awesome. It was phenomenal. Dave Fortman is a genius, and it was awesome to get to work with him. It was awesome to finally get to do the songs the way we wanted to, the way we'd heard them in our head for 5 to 8 years, you know what I mean?
You had like an idea, just how you wanted to make them sound, and it all worked.
Oh yeah, the album is exactly the way we wanted it, exactly.
Why did you choose Dave as a producer?
We just felt that he got it, and he was very easy to work with and get along with, so he just understood the record before it was done, and he kind of became another member.
Right. You approached him?
Our label did, and brought us together.
If it wasn't for Dave, who would you pick as a producer?
I can't say. Dave was the first one we found that we knew we could work with and make a great record with, so I couldn't tell you.
How many songs did you record for this album?
I think we did like 13 or 14. And the ones that aren't on the record are being released as B-sides to singles.
For your next album, you already have like songs finished?
No, not finished. Working on ideas.
Is it going to be like the same thing, same style?
It'll still sound like Evanescence, but we're going to take it to a whole new level.
Can you explain that?
It's just going to, we've grown. It's been 2 years. We've grown, and it's been way even longer for some of these songs, so it's like we've grown since then. We're different people. We've been through different experiences. It's just going to be, I've got a whole new lust for what I do, so the music's probably going to be a lot more intense, but we'll just see. We'll see what comes out.
Your bio says that you write the songs with Amy. For this next album, will the other members be involved in the writing process?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah. Because it's like they've sort of become... They've spent a year being a part of Evanescence, and I think they, definitely going to have some of their flavor on the next record. It's, only right. They've become a part of the band. On
the Fallen, Josh Freese was the drummer on the whole record, is that correct?
Yes.
Why did you choose him?
He's the best studio drummer I knew. He plays on almost everything you hear on the radio. Literally. Rocky wasn't a full-time part of the band at that point, and the producer had worked with him before, so it's a logical thing. But like any studio drummer, it's going to be great and flawless playing, but it's going to be somewhat generic and not tailored to the song. Now, on the next record, we'll have Rocky, who's he knows the sound of Evanescence and has made it his own. And the songs, the drums, all the little parts are going to be way more intricate on the next record.
Rocky was involved before you started recording?
He had played with us a few times, yes. But he wasn't like, he wasn't a full-time member.
Just for live shows, for some live shows. What about the bass player? Because he isn't mentioned in the inlay of the CD.
That's true. He wasn't with us at that time. We couldn't afford a bass player.
All right.
His name's William Boyd. He came on in February.
And he's just a steady member right now?
Yes.
Your bio says, the point of this whole record and band is to let people know that they're not alone in dealing with pain or anything that they go through. Is this going to be the message for your next album also?
Well, I mean, that will always be sort of a part of our philosophy, but I really can't tell you what the majority of lyrical content on the next record is going to be about. We've had a very interesting couple of years, so Amy and I have a lot to write about.
How many ideas do you have for your next album?
I don't know.
Could be
5 or 6. I'm not really pushing myself to write right now. I just write it as it comes.
All right. When you going to record it?
There's no telling that. Because we're still working on this one.
You're from Little Rock. Arkansas. How is the scene over there, the rock scene or the music scene in general?
I honestly don't know how it is right now. I haven't been there in 4 years or more.
Yeah.
So, like, I really couldn't tell you what the scene's like. It was great when I was growing up, but, you know, they go in phases. It might be. I think it's kind of in a slump right now.
All right. How was it when you lived there?
Yeah, it was great when I lived there. It was very supportive. Tons of bands, everything from rap rock to metal. I mean, you name it. So it was, you know, it was great for me growing up because I could go to my local little club every Monday and Friday night and
check out old school bands.
Yeah.
All right. Are there some bands big right now from where you come from?
Not really.
You expect it to be like?
Depends. If they're good, I'm sure they'll make their way up. But I don't know of any bands that are really big right now out of Little Rock. But one thing that's interesting, the new guitar player for POD is Jason Truby, who is a friend of ours. He's from our hometown.
All right. He's from
Little Rock. So Little Rock's making its way, you know.
Yeah, are you like the first band who really put it on the map, or are there?
There was a band in the 1970s that broke out briefly called Black Oak, Arkansas, but you know, they never had worldwide, you know, attention.
No, I never heard of it.
I'm sure.
I also read that when it comes to songwriting, you finish each other's thoughts. Are there moments that you totally don't agree with each other?
Yes, but they're rare. Well, rare in music anyway. They, you know, they work themselves out because it's like we both have to be happy with it. And if we completely disagree on an idea, it's just like we move past it and find a way to make it work for both of us.
How did you hook up with Paul McCoy from 12 Stones?
Well, we were looking for a male vocal for that part, and, you know, we knew him from before, and we were on the same label, and it just seemed logical. We went through a lot of names, and he was the one that just, you know, laid down the best track, and you know, we had no problems with labels because we were on the same label, and he really, you know, helped us out of a tight spot, and he just, you know, came in and saved the day.
Why did you choose that single as your first for the album?
It's just the best first single, you know. It's just, you can just tell. You listen to a record, like, at least I've always been able to. I could listen to a record and tell you what the first, second, and third single is going to be. And 9 times out of 10, I was always right. You know, it's just, Bring Me to Life was the one.
Weren't you afraid that people, like, when I speak for myself, I thought he was just a member of the band?
Well, that's true, but you know, we made it clear that it was Evanescence featuring Paul McCoy of 12 Stones. And, you know, any DJs, you know, a lot of DJs failed to mention that sort of thing, but, like, you know, we did everything we could to make it clear, and, you know, a lot of people did think, but that's why you have, you know, the second single, and, you know, we made it clear in all interviews that, you know, there was no male vocal in our band.
What is going to be your next single?
Well, Going Under is single number 2. I don't know if you started playing that over here yet, but after that is My Immortal.
All right. You're gonna bring, like, more singles out from the album?
We'll have to see how it goes after that, you know, see how My Immortal does.
What kind of acts do you listen to right now?
I'm listening to a lot of Mozart and a lot of Pink Floyd, and I listen to the Revis CD, Places for Breathing, about once, you know, every other day.
Cool. How did you hook up with them? Revis and Finger 11.
I got a CD from my manager from Revis 6 months ago, and was like, okay, we're going to bring them out for a few weeks. And I was like, okay, cool. And they came out, and I was just blown away. And we've now done almost 100 shows with them.
You get along well?
I get along great with them. They're amazing musicians. They're unbelievably fun to hang out with. They're like some of my favorite people in the world. And Finger 11, we just met, you know, through our label. We're on the same label. And we met about 5 weeks ago, and it's just been a blast. We extended the tour, like, you know, we have different legs of the tour. We extended them out through, like, the end of the record, like Finger 11, you know, because we've had Revis for like 6 months. We'll probably have Finger 11 for like 4 or 5 months. It's going to be awesome.
What are the next plans after this tour with those two bands?
The European tour ends on, I think, the 11th of November, and then we start a new one in America, like 4 days later, something like that. And we're doing a couple of award shows, the American Music Awards and Billboard Music Awards. After the American thing, we take off for Christmas, and then we do Australia and New Zealand and Japan and Thailand or whatever, you know, all the territories around
all
there.
All over the place.
And then we are going to break and we'll see where it goes after that.
All right.
Because after that, we're going to need a break. We will have been on the road for 13 months.
Yeah, I guess it would be very hard. You get enough sleep?
No, I love what I do, but eventually you gotta go take a month to have a normal life and be at home, and not have people bring you McDonald's in the middle of interviews. But you know what I mean? It's as much as you love it. It's like every once in a while you get tired, and the road is hard to be healthy on. It's hard to eat healthy.
What are the coolest part from performing and touring?
Well, this number one coolest thing every single night is being on stage for that hour and 10 to 20 minutes. That is the number one coolest thing. Second coolest thing is, no one expects anything of me except to, be in a band and run this band. You know what I mean? And, third, I guess, would be getting to hang out with these other freaking bands every day. You get to get up and see friends that you love.
Party like every day.
Well, it is like a party, but not like, getting hammered and loud music. It's just like it's a party because it's your friends. We're all having fun. We're all here to put on a show. So, yeah, it's great.
And everybody gets McDonald's food.
Yeah, and I get McDonald's whenever I want.
The bio says you are, as a band, influenced by Björk, Danny Elfman and Tori Amos. What are, your personal influences?
Definitely those. Michael Jackson, Korn, Pearl Jam and Live and Soundgarden. I really love 80s glam rock bands, like Bon Jovi and Warrant and Rat in Europe. Dude, The Final Countdown is the best song ever written. But Pink Floyd. It's all over the place. I love Mozart. Love it, love it, love it. More than just about anything.
Well, I have to round this up.
Right.
One last question. What can we expect from your show tonight?
A lot of metal. That's about it.